Hey, what's going on, nerds? Conan the Librarian here. In this awkward setup, I apologize, but I'm down seeing my parents for Christmas, and I know I said that my last video was my last pickups video for the year, but meh. When I was coming down to see them, it's a 3 hour drive from my house, so there's plenty of op shops along the way. So it was just rude of me not to go in there, especially since I haven't been into a few of these for months and months and months. So I'm so glad that I did. Originally, I was just going in there to see if I could find anything for my Etsy store, and I thought I did find some stuff, but I ended up going to keep them. So we'll start off with these. Like these, I bought every single book in this video cost me $1, except for this one. So I'll show this one first. This is Return to the Stars by Eric von Daniken. This is a first edition hardcover of this book, obviously, from 1968. So it's a first publication in wherever. So yeah, it's a first copy anyway. This is his second book. If you know Eric von Daniken, you know he's the author of Chariots of the Gods, part of that massive ancient alien theory, which I'm a huge fan of. Whether you believe it or not, just the fact that it exists and all these books exist and the series exists and all those conspiracy theories and stuff, and well, we could just say theories because there's a lot of it ain't conspiracy. So a lot of these theories exist. Just the fact that they exist is so exciting. Like I find the whole thing so fascinating and amazing and awesome. And to get this, because I have all of Eric's books, I don't have any of these crazy first edition type ones. This was $3. It was $2 or $3. I can't remember. I think it was $3. But I'm so stoked to find this because it's just awesome. It's absolutely amazing. So look that stuff up. It's interesting whether or not you believe it or not anyway. But I pretty much just went to Vinnie's, St. Vincent de Paul's op shops, because their books are always cheap. And I pretty much got these all from, I found a couple here and there from other shops, but this is one big bulk lot, essentially from one shop, one Vinnie store. And they were all $1 each. So somebody must have just dropped off their entire science fiction, fantasy, horror collection, because there was a lot that I left too, because, I just couldn't get them all. I wanted to, but I was so I just didn't have the space. I was so low on space. But I got all these Sean Hudson horrors, and I was going to post all these on my Etsy store, but I thought I just wanted to check them out. So I started reading this one yesterday. This is Spawn. I started reading this yesterday, and I thought, I'll just read the first couple of chapters, see what it's like, because I've heard a lot about Sean, and I wanted to read his stuff. He's a British horror writer from the 80s, possibly late 70s, but mainly through the 80s. I'm pretty sure he's still going. I'm pretty sure he's still writing. But I started reading this, and then about an hour later, I looked at what page I was on. I'm page 100 already. It is really good. I'm loving it. It's messed up. It's not scary, but it's super messed up. It feels like an 80s horror movie, because that's what I've been watching a lot sort of over the last couple of years, stuff that I missed out on growing up. But this it feels like that to me, and it is really good. I'm really enjoying it. But so now I'm going to keep these because I want to read them all. I might move them on after I'm done, but I got Spawn, I got White Ghost, Warhol's Prophecy, which I think is a slightly newer one. I got Heathen. So I have heard of this guy before, and I have had a few of his books in the past, which I've sold at markets. They sell really well, but I never actually read any of them. We got Deadhead, Lucy's Child, seems like a newer one. I say newer, but it could be like 90s. We got Death Day. We got a triple feature here: The Abduction, The Visitation, and Come the Night. We've got Renegades, Captives, and Nemesis. I think this one could be the first, like the next one I read. But Spawn, Spawn's really good. So I got a massive stack there. I was going to sell them on Etsy, but I've decided to keep them now because they are so good. Well, at least that one is so good. He wrote, probably his most infamous one that he wrote is Slugs, because they turned that into a movie. And then There was a sequel book to Slugs, the Dwelling or something like that. I can't remember, but I wish they had had those two because they're some of his earlier works, if not one of his first works. So out of this lot, Spawn was the earliest one that I had. So I thought I'd start with that one. But yeah, it's really good. And they're quite short. Like this is only 287 pages. Chapters are super short, so if you just want to read a couple of chapters before bed, it's a good one for that. But I could have read this all in one sitting, but I had other stuff to do. I'm 100 pages in. I'm going to try and finish this today because it is just, I need to know what happens next. So I got those, and then again, everything else here was $1. So I got these. These are just reading copies. They're a bit damaged. They're perfect reading copies for me. I'm not too bothered about quality of books if I can read them. So we got these Dragonlance Tales. I did pick these up to sell. I just saw Dragonlance and I just took them, not realizing that they've been hit by the sun quite a lot on the spines, so it's melted the glue and made it really stiff on some of them, and I don't feel right selling them. So we got Tales, Dragonlance Tales Volume 1. This is the magic of Kryn. I don't know. I've never read any Dragonlance. I need to rectify that. Tales Volume 2, Kenda Gully Dwarves and Gnomes, and Tales Volume 3, Love and War. I did have the Dragonlance Legends Volume, I think 2 or Volume 1 of the Twins. This is the Volume 3, Test of the Twins, but I did have Volume 1 as well from the same lot, but it was trash. It was so hard and gross in here that when I opened it, it just split in two. So, I mean, I probably could have read it, but I was just like, nah, it's going in recycling. Unfortunately, I don't like to do it, but it was knackered. Yeah, so I got all those for $4. I'll read them eventually. I think, yeah, I don't know. I think I'll read them eventually. Again, $1 for all these. We've got Hiram's Way by Colin Greenland. I don't know anything about that. I possibly have some of these books as well, but when I see them for $1, I'm just going to pick them up. Some of these might end up on my Etsy because I just I know I've got some of these, so I might pop a couple of these up on Etsy, but I don't know yet. My Etsy is New Space Age Books, and it's been doing pretty good. So I'm very grateful that I've been able to make some sales on there to fill people's hearts and bookshelves, and can help fill my pockets because I need to buy more books. So we got Peter F. Hamilton, Reality Dysfunction, Part 1, Emergence. So I'm pretty sure I've got this, but a different cover. There was another Hamilton. Where is it? I don't know. It's in. Did pick up another Hamilton. We got Scott McKay, Omega Soul. Catherine Kerr, Polar City Blues. I know her for her fantasy work. Didn't realize she did sci-fi. So that's cool. Timothy Zahn, Conqueror's Legacy. I know I've got this, but it's a different cover, so that's awesome. We've got a Heinlein, Robert A. Heinlein, The Number of the Beast. Not sure if I have that one or not. That's got a great cover. E. Doc Smith, Lord Tedric, The Space Pirates. That's quite a short one. James P. Hogan, Endgame Enigma, one of those Banes. I'm actually, my thoughts on Bane. I was not too fond of them, but now that I'm discovering my love for military sci-fi, I'm definitely going to give these guys a go. And I've got a Paul Anderson in my TBR box that I'm taking with me on my move. That I need. It's a Bane. It's a trilogy. I can't remember what it is, but I'm going to give that one a go soon, very soon. Got some CJ Cherry. We got this one. What is that? The Wizard's Daughter. It's Evigene. I have no idea. Far out. Oh, terrible. Chernavog? What? Is it? Shianavog. Probably Shianavog. That's a cool cover, though. Rusalka? What is with these words? Are these even in English? Yep. Is it? Yep. Okay, that's fine. Rusalka. Rusalka. That's all the cherry. We got Roger Zeleny to die in Etalba. This cover looks very familiar, but I do have a massive chunk of Zeleny's works that I picked up in one big lot. Video is up. I think I've posted that video, so go back and check it out if you want. David Weber, Honor Among Thieves. So this is a Weber that's not Bane, because I'm pretty sure he does Bane stuff. The Ends of Circle, Paulo Williams. This is book 2 of the Pebbler cycle. I have this cycle, but this is a different cover. Beyond Infinity, Gregory Benford. Colin Greenland, Take Back Plenty. Sunstorm, a Time Odyssey book 2, Arthur C. Clarke and Stephen Baxter. Pretty sure I got these in trade paperback. Distraction by Bruce Sterling. Ali Motorset Jr. Flash. I've got a few of this author. KW Jetta Noir. This one looks really cool. It's like the future. Better make sure you've paid your way. That sounds really good. That might go in my TBR bag, because I've got a bag that I'm taking up now of all the newer stuff that I've picked up. I picked up these because I thought they would have had more from the series, but I didn't find any more and I forgot to put them back. But for $1, it doesn't matter. There's fantasy series by Hugh Cook, Chronicles of an Age of Darkness. I've got volume 6 here, The Wishstone and the Wonder Workers. Looks pretty cool. It's got a ship on the cover, so I know I'm going to like it. And The Werewolf and the Wormlord, which is volume 8. So I have no idea how many there are in this series. At least 8. But they're like 80s and 90s fantasy, which I want to read more of, because it's stuff that I've never read before. We got, and then this one here, this is Lewis Cooper. This is why I picked up the Hugh Cooks, because there was almost a full series of this Lewis Cooper, Louise Cooper, I should say. It's Louise or Lewis, I don't know. But this is book 1 of Indigo. So we got almost all of the Indigo series. I'm missing book 4, so I'm going to try and hunt that down. But this is Nemesis. These covers are so good. Book 2, Inferno. Book 3, Infanta. Yeah, Infanta. God damn. Missing book 4, but we got book 5. Troika. Great covers. Except for Infanta, it's a little bit of a letdown. Book 6, Avatar. Probably going to be better than the movie. Book 7, Revenant. And book 8, I'm guessing it's book 8. It says the same conclusion, so I'm assuming it's book 8. Aisling. So these look great. They look like real sort of sword and sorcery fantasy with barbarians and stuff like that, which is what I like. So then I got this. Had to get this. Meg Primal Waters. I'm pretty sure this is by Steve Alton. I'm pretty sure this is possibly technically a sequel to the movie. This is unreal, or at least sequel to the book that was based on the movie. So that's awesome. I do have a vintage copy of the Meg, which is possibly a completely different story to what the movie was based off. But this that was like a 60s copy or something like that. So it's possibly loosely related, but yeah. Meg Primal Waters. That's so good. I'm pretty sure I even have a copy of the movie copy of this somewhere that I was trying to sell at my booth. There's my Peter F. Hamilton, Second Chance of Eden. Just picked it up because I've got a bunch of his stuff, but I don't know what I've got. I can't remember. And then Anne McCaffrey, The Rowan. I'm just going to pick up all the Anne McCaffreys that I see, especially if they're $1. I have a big chunk of her stuff. I'm taking that with me when I move, because I'm going to start these in the new year. So I just picked that up for $1. Didn't really matter. And then I thought that was all the books that I picked up at the op shops for $1 each. Why not, you know? And then I did go to my local bookshop here. Had a chat to the lady that owns it because she knows me. I've been going there for years and years, and it's always nice to go and have a chat. You can never go in there for a quick look. You always got to buy something. You always got to stick and have a chat. Rather, she loves a chat, which is fine. Well, but yeah, found some really good stuff. She'd had a lot of new stuff come in, so I picked up these two Aliens versus Predator books because I'm always on the hunt for these. I got Hunter's Planet and Prey. I'm not sure which. I've got a couple of these. Hunter's Planet is David Bischoff, and then we've got Steve Perry and Stefani Perry. So Steve Perry, I wonder if that's the RPG book writer. Steve Perry, is that Steve Perry? No, that might be Steve Jackson. I don't know. But yeah, I do have one of these. I've got an Aliens versus Predator book. I don't know which one, but I have a lot of the Aliens books. So I might have Concrete Jungle. I'm hoping I've got Concrete Jungle because then that means I've got them all. But these covers are so good. And they were $8 each. Happy to pay that because they go for a lot more online. So they're for myself. And then all these ranged from about $5 to $8. So I got Nebula Award Stories, number 9, Old Corgi Science Fiction. This one was only $6. It's a really nice, you know, it's got some spine creasing, but it's really nice copy. Pages aren't falling out. And yeah, from 1976. So I got that one. I got these two because I've been eyeing these off for the longest time. When I keep seeing these in her shop, and they were $8 each, and one was $8, one was $7.50, and I was like, no, because I'm trying to read some sci-fi, but I just like stuff it. I got to buy them. I was in a bit of a fantasy sort of feel after picking up all those previous books. But we got Patricia A. McKillop, The Sorcerer and the Signet. Yeah, The Sorcerer and the Signet. Awesome cover. So that one was $8. And then I picked up its sequel, The Signet and the Firebird. So I got those. That's a really short one. These are really short. Little pan fantasies from, I believe it was 92. So it's first published in 1990. So yeah, great. I got Paul Anderson, Fire Time. I just really like this cover. Love the oranges that it's got on there and the like lion minotaur thingies. They look really cool. It's a science fiction book club selection. This is the first time it's in paperback apparently. So I had to get that. That was only $7. Really good condition to be able to read it. Yeah, happy to have that one. For $7. I just had to get this because I saw this on somebody else's channel. I can't remember, apologies, but they had a 90s cover version, and this one is a 1980 cover version, and this is the Bug Wars by Robert Asprin. I didn't know that he did like a sci-fi stuff, and he usually writes comedy. So I read a lot of his fantasy comedy in the not the Thieves World, the Myth series, which they're very similar to the Discworld books. But I really love those fantasy comedy that he writes. So I thought I'd give this one a crack because it's a science fiction fantasy, and somebody online reviewed it and she really liked it. So I'm down for it, and it's a sick cover. It's got a bit of spine curvature, but I only paid $6 for it. It's a perfect reading copy, and I don't mind that sitting on my shelf in my Aspirin collection because I do have quite a lot of his books. And then I got a Simac, which I'm not sure I had or not, but this one was only $6.50, so I picked it up because it's certainly a cover that I don't have, and I love Simac. This is Out of Their Minds. I'm pretty sure this is a complete novel, which I've never read any complete novels of his. Just his short stories, and I really like his short stories. So that was some of the first that I ever read in the vintage sci-fi. So I've got a bit of nostalgia, I guess. Recent nostalgia, I suppose, in the last sort of 5 years. But yeah, got that one as well. So I've cleaned up And now I do have some more that I picked up, which I'll do on their own separate video to keep it separate. But until the next one, guys, this one will be uploaded the Christmas Eve here in Australia, so you won't see me before Christmas and possibly not before New Year's. So I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever it is that you celebrate at this time of year. I hope you're all well and healthy and safe and happy, and just having as best a time as you can have with your friends and family, and surrounded by all the books, all the Christmas books. And I do have more, I think 3 or 4 more of the Space Age books pickup videos to upload, but they are on my computer, and my computer is in storage, so I will be taking that with me on my move in a few days time. So see them probably in the first week of the new year. So until the next one, guys, stay safe, stay happy, enjoy your books, whatever you may be reading, and just be good to one another, and see you all in the new year. Thank you so much. Don't forget, new Space Age books on Etsy.